Yes, YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Coaching Words and Phrases. We've got two more for you in this episode, and both of them are kind of like team dependent, but also actually can be mixed with individual stuff as well. I hope that kind of makes sense. You'll see in the video in a way. So yeah, both of them can be team related, but also individual related as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. Before I get into it, obviously can you just drop a like to the video? It does help with the YouTube algorithm. And secondly, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. We're trying to grow a fantastic community that can help and support our journey. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here we're looking at block, screen and slide. So the Reds are a very technical team looking to play out from the back and through the thirds in a very progressive type way. And the Greens, I've just incorporated them into a semi-position. Not quite in their positions because I want to use a couple of examples as we go along. So the 5, he is not looking to play long. Over here into the channel for number 9, he's looking to play into certain players. So it could be the 8, it could be the 6, it could be the 4, it could be the 10 for example. Okay, so straight away it could be a nice pass into the 8 here. Now that's on if that's a typical maybe John Stones pass into De Bruyne, receiving the back foot, and he can go and drive in this position here. Okay, so the opposition team needs to make sure they can block that and make sure they slide at the same time. So it could be that the 11 comes into that position just there, not necessarily completely, but just in that position there. So as that ball travels, he can go and possibly go nick it. Okay. On top of that, the 10 could also do that job as well. So it could be that the 10 comes into this position here, again, not in line with the ball, just in that position there, just so as the ball travels and that 10 can possibly go nick it. Obviously the 10 can't fully commit necessarily in this position here because then all of a sudden the 4's available. Okay, so that 10 has to kind of be in that position and a half, which we spoke about before, making sure he's doing the job for the 8 and the 4 as well. Another one that could be happening as well is the number 9 blocking off the passing lane into the 6, forcing the 5 to go back to the goalkeeper. You know, if that number 9's in this position here, maybe he can play a slight pass in front of the 6 to go and sort of step in and progress from there. So just making sure you block them passing lanes. I think a good one that people don't really speak about too much is the opposition 10 on number 4. That's a good one there to make sure that that player, a typical number 4, would be someone maybe who likes to dictate and set the tempo of the game. And generally speaking, probably the most technical player who can, like I said, just dictate the game from there. So a second example of block, screen and slide is probably more of a typical scenario where maybe a team is defending in kind of the middle block to low block. So we're using the Reds again in possession, but we're looking at the Greens who are going to be screening and sliding. Okay, the 2's got the ball kind of entering into the final third, if you like. Maybe looking to play that pass into the 8, but the 4's kind of there, so maybe he doesn't really want to do that, or she doesn't want to do that. So they go and play a pass into the 4. As that happens, the opposition team will slide across. In that position there, just to make sure they're in better positions to, if the ball does get switched to the 11, they all can get across. But also a clever one, someone like Rodri could play this pass into Bernardo Silva, so he could fizz one into the 8. So you've got to make sure, fizz one into the 10. The 8 got to come across and make sure he effects that pass in there. So maybe it gets close enough that he forces him to actually think, actually I can't make that pass, I might have to go sideways, I might have to clip one over the top to the 11. And the 7 can also affect that as well by narrowing up and forcing that play square into here, or even safer back into the 6 as well. So if that ball gets played out to the 3, everyone's going to be shifting across, the 9 will come across, everyone will come across in these types of positions, and even the 3 will come across as well. And again, the 3 plays out to the 11, 2 will engage, 7 will go and make sure he's supporting the 2 but also occupying the 3, 5, 8 will come across, 6 and 4, 3 and 10, 11 as well. And then obviously the 9 will come into this position here as well. So making sure you can kind of screen and slide, making sure that you cover some distances from one side of the pitch to the other, but also making sure you occupy the half spaces if people are trying to play clever passes into the pockets as well. So just making sure you block those passing lanes to stop the opposition to play into sort of the pockets is really, really crucial.
Yes, guys, what's going on? We're watching a WSL game between Chelsea and Reading's women. Chelsea are in yellow, Reading obviously in the white and blue, and we're focusing on Reading in particular. They're having to slide and screen across as a whole team, as a unit, because Chelsea are switching the play. So Chelsea are doing a good job in terms of trying to disorganise opposition, but Reading having to screen and slide across. In the second game here, we've got Chelsea women versus Manchester City women. Chelsea women in the blue, in the dark blue, should I say, they're in the build-up phase. They're looking to sort of be progressive. So you've got centre half stepping in, and you look at the right winger for Man City. They're kind of looking to play a pass laterally around the outside to the fullback. However, they are encouraging an inside pass into Harder, the striker, and maybe they can go and win something there. Manchester City, who are in the light blue, they can potentially win something in the centre area because they've got numbers in that position. However, it's fair play to Harder. She does protect the ball well. But again, good play for Manchester City, forcing Harder to play backwards and then play the other way. Man City again screaming and slide across the pitch.
Okay, so here we're looking at final third entry. So I've divided the pitch into one third, middle third, and then this third here, which is the final third. Okay, just make a note of that there, just so you guys know. Excuse the handwriting, terrible. Looks like a 5-year-old. Anyway, so basically, final third entries is something very, very simple. Just going to incorporate some of the opposition as well. So we're going to go for number 9, just to make it a bit realistic. A 10 as well, just in that position. We're also going to have a 7, just outside the final third, again with the 11. And then we're going to put in a number 4 just in here with the ball. So final third entries basically means how many times can, i.e. the Reds in this position here, get into the final third with the ball. Okay, so at the moment there is 2 players in the final third, but they haven't got the ball, and we're going to use the 11 and the 7 as examples. So the 4 might have the ball here, and the 7 makes a run down the line, and that pass gets clipped outside to the number 7. That equals 1 final third entry. Okay, now the ball might, the 7 might go a bit amazing, can't get past the 3, has to come back out into here. You could also just pass that as well, so we can pass it back up to the 4. 7 might come back out of, and then it might switch and go to the 11. So pass might get played into the 11, and in that position there, and again that's another final third entry. It could also mean that the 4's got the ball here, and he plays the ball into the 11 outside the final third, but then he dribbles, or she dribbles, into the final third, and again that's another final third entry. So very, very simple. That's 3 final third entries for the red team. Very, very easy. Just wanted to share that one with you guys as well.
Okay, guys, so in this clip here, you can see England women's national team playing against an opposition. I'm not sure who the opposition is, but we're going to have a look at how many times they can enter the final third. So you can just see one there. Midfield players receive the ball in the half turn, driven and play the pass out wide. Here another one, clip out wide. Again, another final third entry. So that's a couple already. We're obviously just finishing off with a cross inside the box. This one here, build up play. Fullbacks now into the final third, combining with number 10. Again, clever pass in, another final third entry. So just making sure you get into that final third, whether it be through a pass, a dribble, a switch of play, maybe even a shot, for example, as well. So here, again, playing the ball out wide, looking for combination play maybe,